Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and I interrupt your little mini series deal to talk about something I am super excited about. Normally I would never interrupt a mini series. However, this is kind of like all the buzz on the internet, and I definitely feel like while I'm filming my multiple videos today, I should have an opinion on this. So we are talking about the Anastasia Prism palette. Can I just talk first of all about how stunning this like black packaging is? It's like soft and just, I love it. And then of course, per usual, Anastasia Beverly Hills, it is like this felt component here, and then I don't know, there's something very sleek about this that I really enjoy. As you guys can tell, I of course went through and swatched the palette. That's how we do things on this channel, because I don't like it when you guys just sit and watch me swatch, and I hate watching people swatch. So I figure, be the change, damn it, and no more watching me swatch. So, what is there to say about this? I looked it up, of course, on the World Wide Web. I got mine from Anastasia's website. It is currently sold out, according to the website right now. There is a lot of buzz surrounding this. It is $42, which is a standard price. It is, the buzz, basically, we all know what eyeshadows are, so I'm not going to get into that. We will do close-ups and all that. Now, there was, of course, as you know, everybody in like basically the whole world, except for like maybe 13 of us, hated this Subculture palette. I actually did not hate this palette. I have enjoyed this palette. I definitely do think that there were a couple shades that I had issues with, a couple I wasn't a big fan of. So there's kind of like a, I'm not going to say, what's the word, like a conspiracy thing going around, but they're trying to say, or a lot of people are trying to speculate that like, oh, Anastasia just hurried up and released this to like, you know, recoup this or to try and put out a better version of this. And I honestly, I don't think that they would need to do that because they are such a big brand. They don't need to prove us anything. They're already established, very great high quality things, high quality shadows things. But all of their products are pretty good things, in my opinion. Like their liquid lipsticks are great, highlights, all that stuff is really good. So I feel like to say that they have something to prove to us just because there was one release that was shaky or got beat up, I think that that's a little ridiculous from where I'm sitting. I really don't care. Just because one brand puts out something that other people didn't like doesn't mean that the brand needs to hurry up and throw something out there. There's not one brand on my table that I love everything in the line or everything that they create. So I think that that's kind of pushing it a little. Now, I will say when I first opened this up, I was kind of like, yes, okay, I can definitely see the similarities of the two. Again, this is the Prism palette, this is the Subculture palette. There is a lot of similarity to be had, you know, yellows and oranges and things like that. I feel like they went through and again, I don't know if this was something they already had planned. I do feel like there might be something about timing, like maybe this one wasn't supposed to be released yet, but because of what happened with the Subculture, they were like, yeah, we need to speed this release along. We don't want to become irrelevant or a brand that just like roll over and dies kind of thing. So with all of that being said, I did enjoy swatching this a lot. Like I said, I've reviewed and I've talked about the Subculture. I've been very open about what I think of it personally. I have not had a ton of issue with it in general. I didn't exactly enjoy like this dark purple shade down here, this white shade up here. Those were like my two least favorite shades just to work with. I didn't feel like they were meant for me, but as far as the rest of the palette goes, I enjoyed it. I could see why people would have this perception that this is supposed to be, you know, something to make you forget about the Subculture palette. Me personally, I choose to kind of see everything that brands release individually. I will judge this on its own merit. I won't be judging it against another palette as far as, oh, this shade is this shade. And some of them, yeah, they look similar. Okay, so what? I have like 1,000 palettes on my vanity right now and they all look a little similar. Does that mean they all copied each other? No, it just, you know, it's just you put out what you put out, end of story. So let's focus on this guy today because she is all the buzz and everyone wants to know the tea. Is it good? Is it not good? So far I swatched through them and the swatches went really, really well. They were all very nice, pigmented. Now I believe this has a range of like X amount that are metallics and that kind of thing. Where's the box at? Oh, I guess this is a holiday palette? A luxe holiday eyeshadow collection with 14 shades featuring universal neutrals and prismatic metallics. Well, never mind. It fits right in my holiday theme then. Look at me go. I didn't know it was a holiday release. That's odd. There's nothing about this that says holiday to me, but hey, who cares? I don't care. It's a holiday eye thing. It fits right in with the miniseries. I'm not even going to change the title. Suck it. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about X amount, but basically there are neutrals, Prisma, and then there's some duochromes in here. But again, it doesn't say too much about like how many of each. There are a fair amount of mattes in this palette though. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes. So half of it is mattes, and then the rest are duochrome, shimmery, glittery kind of shades. So let's go ahead, let's zoom you in, let's get some swatching going on, let you look at those, and then we'll start putting some on a face because I feel like that's kind of what we're supposed to do. So let's do this. First up we have Lucid, Eden, Unity, Sphinx, which is stunning, Osiris, Sphere, I'm in love, Obsidian, that rounds out the first row, Dimension, which is like a duochrome gorgeousness, Parallel, Pyramid, which, hello, be my friend, Throne, Saturn, Eternal, oh, and then Lure, and that is the entire palette, yeah. So I can definitely see why people would feel like, you know, oh, I'm getting like similar Subculture vibes, or I'm getting those kind of feels. I can understand that. I just feel like there is enough difference to it. This one has some more, I don't want to say fun, but some different kind of duochrome shade, Throne, Osiris, Dimension. Those are all a little bit different than anything that I've really seen lately at all, like a dark green shimmer, a dark purple shimmer, a purple duochrome, but like that has almost black in it. So I think that these will be kind of cool to play around with a little bit today. Why does my nose itch? Oh my God, you guys, I'm doing a freaking foundation and like powder review right now, and I'm dying because look at this, like it's already came off on my under eye. Why? Oh well, doesn't matter. Moving on. Just, you know, try, if you see like weirdness, just try to ignore it. On the upside though, bronze, highlight, and blush are like popping right off my damn face. Yes, girl. So, okay, primer, Paige, focus on what you're doing. Literally one of the hardest things for me to do in life is focus. And again, you guys, we are going in with the Smashbox 24-hour primer, photo finish eyelid primer. It's kind of just what we do. Seriously, there has got to be a hair right there. Bugging the living piss out of me, but oh well. Alright, so let's go ahead and prom these eyeballs. Why couldn't I have just like been born with some eyebrows? I don't know. That would have been cool though. Then again, it would be cool to also not have like 17 double chins. So, you know, you can't win them all. You gotta like the pizza. So the first thing that we need to do is find an there went, it came with a brush that I dropped on the floor. But I need to figure out a good option for an all over lid color, and I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing in here I would use for that. So I'm just gonna grab like my nearest palette. Which is Buried, which just happens to be the Just Peachy palette. I'm going to go in with the shade Freshly Picked and put that all over the lid, just so I can like put this down a little bit. Gee, Paige, maybe if you cleaned off your vanity, you could actually fit stuff on it. Nah, I'm good. All right, we got that all set down. Now it's time to start building. There's so much crap on my vanity. It's time to start building up here. Let's start in the crease. Ooh, what do I want to start with? I'm trying to decide like what kind of vibes do I want. I've got on like this velvet shirt, which I'm like really feeling today. So I kind of want to be like a little extra, but not too extra, because I think I'm going to have to leave later. You know, it's kind of a minute. So what do I want to go in with? Some of these colors are so unique and I'm obsessed with it. Like there is such a uniqueness in like this one, this orange. These two oranges are so similar but so different. Like in their undertone, this bright ass yellow, which I live for, like these dark, I live for some of these. I love that they found a way to combine like some very classic, beautiful colors with like some crazy out there, super fun colors. So I think I'm going to start super duper basic and go in with the Lure shade, which is the very last shade in the palette. We're just going to start dusting that in as a crease color. You guys, this foundation looks like dog shit and I'm not living for it. Can we just talk about like beautiful, buildable, blendable? Oh my gosh. Stunning on every single level. So next I really want to go in, I think I'm leaning toward this orange and then this orange to really see. I want to see if they work well together, how they build. Because in pan, you can kind of see like, are they meant to go together? Quite possibly. But I want to see, you know, do they play well off of each other, or do they just look like the same exact shade when you put them on together? So let's kind of see. I know traditionally the lighter orange up here would have been like the transition shade, which is true. This is a more powdery shade than the other one that I just used. But I wanted to see, I don't know why I just felt like telling you that, like it's more powdery. But I just mainly want to see, you know, do they layer nice? How do they look together? Do they build in depth, or do they just look the same? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. You guys, can we just talk like on the realist level for a second about this whole let's lift up our pan and hit it 13 times? 13,000 times. I know that, like, I understand why people did it, why they thought it was valid. Like, I'm not a total idiot. I just feel like it is so unrealistic to do that. Like, and again, maybe it's just me, but I just think, I don't know, it irritated me on no level. Like, I don't pick up any damn eyeshadow and do that. And to whoever does do that with their palette, from now on, anytime you review a palette, I expect you to pick it up and tap into it 13,000 times. Because I just think, I don't know, to me that was like the dumbest thing in the whole world. Ugh. Anyways, I just had the first layer of the orange on. It definitely does help to give it like that orangey brown kind of undertone. So I'm going to go in now with the other orange and see if it adds any dimension. Because we are all about that dimension, honey. Ooh, so this has the other orange and this one does not. Yes, it adds such a beautiful undertone. Oh my gosh, I love that color. La 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 la. Are you guys super frustrated with me yet that it seems like I always do the same or like very similar eye looks? I know that sometimes I get like kind of creative and outside of the box, but I do them like this for a couple of reasons. Like, one, I want you guys to have wearable options because let's face it, most of us have like a day job or something that we do in the real world. So we can't just like go out wearing whatever we want. We're not, you know, professional makeup people. We're normal people. And so that's part of it. And then B, I like wearing the shades in such a way that I can use as many as possible so I can tell you how they worked and how they blended, because it's a first impression, you know, it's kind of the point. So if it bothers you, I'm sorry, I will try to fix it, but like let me know if it bothers you or if you like it this way. Maybe you do, I don't know. Some people agree, some people don't. That's the world for you. Now that looks absolutely beautiful, by the way. Wow, all those colors look so gorgeous together. And what I like about a lot of these shadows is A, they layer so nicely that you still do get hints and tones from the shadow before it, but they also work in such a way that like you could, if you were in a hurry, you could just grab any of those shades and just go, okay, hurry up, I just need a crease color, okay, and a lit, and I'm done. And you could use them alone or with something else and be quick about it, or take your time and build it like this and still get something stunning either way. So it's very versatile in that effect, which I like. Now let's see what we want to do here. I'm trying to decide because I really love, like, this white shade up here is very comparable to, what was that other one? There was one in the Subculture palette that like everybody hated, including myself. It's the shade Cube up here, and it was just like a really horrid like duochrome weirdness that it was, you couldn't get any pigment out of it. It wasn't any good. For me personally, I did not care for that shade. It just, ugh, I don't like it. I still don't like it. And so I like, part of me really wants to try that one because I feel like that's the equivalent of it in this palette. They even look very similar in pan. Again, normally I wouldn't care or look at it, but that one looks, it's like even in the same spot. It's like, please use me instead of Cube. It's like begging me to. So I kind of want to take and put the brown on the outside here and deepen up the V, which you guys knew I was gonna do next. So this is the shade Parallel, which is this dark brown right here. And again, I'm just going to take a tiny little amount and deepen it up. Oh my gosh, you guys. Is that like stunning or what? We don't know, Paige. Move your damn brush and we might be able to see your eye. That is so gorgeous. Oh my God, I'm dying. It's like heart attack in a palette right now. And you guys, there is like the perfect amount of fallout for this palette. Like, I love a little bit of fallout because I feel like it helps me build pigment where I want to, or, you know, get less if I want to knock it off. And that's kind of, I love fallout for that reason. I feel like it just helps me manipulate the product. And I kind of love the amount of fallout in this. I love how crazy my eyes look at this stage right now. It's so funny. Okay, so I want to take the shade Lucid, which again is this guy right here. I'm kind of thinking it's not going to give me much in the way of using it like just with my finger or just with a brush. So again, I'm going to hit it with some glitter glue because I'm fair, and that's how I put on all of these kinds of shadows. So let's try to find the glitter glue. It was under the Prism palette. I think it's pretty obvious by now, you guys, that I care very deeply about looking very professional. Okay, so we're going to pop this glitter glue on, and then we're going to pop that color on and see what we think. Ooh, it looks crazy, but it looks good. Now we got to blend this out. And I think to blend it out, I'm going to go back in with this orange shade Saturn and just kind of blend the two worlds. All right, so I got that blended out. I can't say that that shade is my favorite shade. I don't know what it is about the texture of it as I was putting it on top of the glitter glue, but it's almost like there wasn't any like powder to it. Like it's not a powder shadow. And the rest of these shadows in here, and every single eyeshadow, like whether it's glittery or not, there's some kind of texture, whether it's glittery chunkiness or just like powder of a matte shadow, and how they kind of have like that flower-esque, you know, powder feel. This was so weird because it doesn't have that. So as I was trying to layer it on my glitter glue, it was just like almost sticking to itself and then sticking to my finger, and it was just a really weird consistency. And then when I tried to like blend it out and like work it, you know, work the edges out of it, it still felt kind of weird to me. And I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, it worked out okay, but like you can still tell up here and up here where it didn't want to blend out with the other shadows because of that glitter glue. And I've never had that happen before, so that's kind of a little off-putting to me, just being honest. Now this, as you can see, is pretty harsh between the brow and then this brown. So I'm gonna try something that might backfire very, very badly. And well, first things first, we better, you know, clean this off real quick, make sure there's no crazy brown residue on my brush. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this bright yellow right here, and I'm gonna try to use that, a little tiny bit of it, because we don't know what it's gonna look like, and I want to try and buff that into that upper shade and kind of transition a little bit nicer, a little bit softer. It's actually really pretty. This eyeshadow look, for some reason, it did get really intense. So when I go off camera, I'll go ahead and like add my highlight and stuff like that. And I'll probably calm that down a little bit, just so you guys know I'm not totally oblivious. But this yellow actually looks really beautiful up here. Like, again, not quite like Mimi high, because I do feel a little bit like Mimi from Drew Carey right now. We have some serious height on these eyeshadows. But we're gonna try and fix that, which I think I can. I've done it before, so. So I'm gonna go ahead, oh no, lower lash line, Paige, lower lash line. What are you thinking? I think it would be kind of stunning to take this gold and place it like along the lower lash line somehow. I'm just not sure how to do it. So I'm gonna try to figure that out. That is kind of gorgeous. And now I think I wanna take just a little bit of that bright yellow and go underneath of it, just a tiny, tiny little bit, to kind of smoke out the orange part a little bit and make it look a little less harsh. Because I do feel like sometimes working with the lower lash line can be very tricky. It can look really good or really bad or really fast. Well, I love that. Do you see that down there? How it just like smoked out? Oh my good lord. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm gonna finish up the eyes. I will come back on. I will do some final thoughts with you, and we'll conclude if this little Prism palette, I just like picked it up and thought I dropped it, and it was like a whole moment, and I was like, but really it was in my hand the whole time. Wow, I think I need to sleep more. So let me go ahead. We will conclude this in a second, but first we gotta get some fixing on this face because I can't live like this. Alright guys, so I got my face all finished up. Obviously I threw on, you know, a little wingage here. You guys know, I've said it 1,000 times, I am not a wing master. I like literally never do wings because I suck so much at them. Sorry, my hair is driving me insane. But I never do them. So if you look at me and you're like, why does your face look so funny? It's probably my attempt at wings. They're semi-even, which is better than last time. So I think we're moving in the right direction. Okay, so let's talk about, real quick, the foundation I'm trying on my face, which you won't see probably for about a week after this is up, but I am trying the Ultra Bougie Lumiere foundation and powder, just so you know. And then on my eyes, I went in, I'm trying out the Marc Jacobs mascara. It's the Velvet Noir number 10, Blackest Black, or black, or it's black mascara. And then what else did I put on my face? Oh, I went in with the Urban Decay Fuel lipstick, cream lipstick on my lips. I did a tight black line on the top upper lid, and then on the lower I actually went in with a white rim liner to kind of open up my eyes. I feel like they're trying to carry a lot and they needed, you know, a little help with that area. I actually really enjoy the way that this turned out more than I thought I would. I kind of feel like I have a huge face. Like let's just get the way out, you know, it takes up this much of the frame for a reason. So for me, when I'm putting stuff on my face, I'm always like, when you have a bigger face, bigger features, it can turn very drag very quickly. And I thought I had something on my teeth, but I don't. But, and I am always very cautious of that. That's why when I contour my face, I contour the forehead, you know, and I try to make it look like it's a little bit smaller to make the things that I want to do on my face not so, you know, drag or not so emphasized as far as my features go. So anyways, that was a story you didn't need. So let's talk about this palette, you guys. I really like this. I feel like comparing it to the Subculture thing, I know I already said my mini rant, so I'm not going to rehash that out, but I don't think that that's fair. I don't think it's fair to pigeonhole one brand just for that. I just don't think that that's acceptable. For me personally, I look at this as a separate entity all by itself. If you choose to compare it, okay, I guess you can do that. It is insanely good quality. I didn't have an issue with the other one so much though, so this is great. There was only that one shade that I tried, Lucid. I was not a fan of that one that I put on the lid. I mean, it ended up being able to be used beautifully. I personally just didn't care for it so much. There's a lot of other shades in here that I'm excited about. If I had to pick one shade that I wasn't super duper excited about, it'd be this Osiris shade. I swatched it a couple times and I just kept putting my finger in it. And if you look at the shade, which I can bring it as close as obviously the camera will allow, but it's this guy right here, you can just tell that it's a little more flaky, a little more crumbly than something that I would enjoy. It seems very like a dusty glitter or dry, or just something about it. It doesn't seem pressed the way that I would want that one, but it doesn't feel as creamy as the others. But again, there's still nothing wrong with it. I feel like you just have to manipulate it differently. For me, it's not so much one that I would gravitate towards anyways, so you know, it doesn't really hurt me that much. As far as the shades I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I used literally half the shades in this palette. That's, oh no, more than half, because I used him too, so that's 8 out of 14 I used, and I really liked. I had a blast with this guy, you guys. I think that if you're in the market, it's a great palette. These colors are very unique to what you're gonna see for this time of year as we start to transition, you know, fall, wintry. I love that it does give that kind of holiday-esque, you know, like trees, and I don't know why I said trees, but that same kind of urban-y type feel. I enjoy that a lot. I think for $42, it is right in line with normal Anastasia products, which is great as far as the palettes go. This is great. Oh, and I love the formula, you guys. I was putting it on my eyes and everything blended and built so beautifully. The colors worked really well together. That was my one complaint that I had with the last palette from Anastasia, the Subculture palette, was that there were a couple shades that when I blended them out, they turned muddy and they didn't retain like their color saturation or their color, you know, integrity. When I put on a purple, I want it to be purple, and I would mix it and it turned into like a brown mud color, something like that. This I didn't have that with. Every color that I put on, I feel like you can still see hints of that color and how it built and just how it looked overall. You could still see that it was building colors and not just muddying them all up together. So I really enjoy this. The consistency is spot on for me. I'd be interested to know, oh, okay, hair, what you guys think in the comments below, because I think that would just be hilarious. Have you tried it? Have you not? If you haven't gotten your hands on it, I'm sure it will be, again, re-released. Okay, you guys, that is it for this video. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that it kind of helped guide you, and I love that it said holiday on the package, so I can even include it in my little mini-series, and I don't gotta feel guilty, because I was fully prepared to just, like, interrupt this series. Like, I don't care what's going on, we're talking about this palette. And no, I don't have to do that. So if you are curious, you have any questions, leave those in the comments down below. As always, you will find my social section down there with my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Snapchat, and all that good stuff. It's down below, guys. Go check it out, especially the Facebook one. It's right on top, easy to find. Click that, like that page. Very important that we get that one up and rolling, because that's where I share the fun stuff and all the selfies, because you know there's a lot of those. So, okay, why? Ugh, I just had like lipstick. My lipstick was migrating and I didn't appreciate it. Okay, everybody, have a great day, night, weekend, whatever, and I shall talk to you later. Bye.